Hold on a minute. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tony and this is TC's Outdoors. And as you can see, it is a beautiful day here in New York. So it's March 12th, it's 50 degrees. It shouldn't be, but it is, so I'm going to take advantage of it. The only downside is that it has been so wet. We had the whole weekend pretty much was a washout. We had about 24 hours straight of rain between Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday it switched over to snow. We got some cold temperatures, but nothing like amazing, nothing really worth anything. And now it's warmed back up and we've got mud. So I need to take advantage of this weather though, I guess. So I'm going to upgrade the tractor. So if you saw the last video, you know that I was struggling moving the 1222 with my Polaris Ranger. And I'm going to remedy that today, hopefully, with that thing. So that is a ballast box from YINTATECH. This ballast box from YINTATECH was the cheapest option I could find on Amazon. I think it was like $229, and there was a $20 off coupon, so it was like $209, free shipping, and we'll see how it holds up. It'll definitely help me move the splitter around, but I think also it'll help me with the logs and with moving the firewood totes. So the IBC totes that I've got, when I fill them up like that, if you're not familiar with the channel, this is my tractor, Kioti CK3510, and it's pretty sketchy, to be honest with you, lifting up those full totes like that. It gets a little light in the back end, and all I've had for ballast was I had a carry-all that had some chunks of concrete on it, and that worked okay, but the concrete stuff falls out of it, and it stuck way off the back, and I ran into some stuff with it, so I hit the trees a few times with it. It wasn't very convenient for ballast weight. It just was too bulky. And then I also have a box blade over there, and that's only like 350 or 400 pounds, something like that. So this will be twice as much weight as that, which hopefully should help as far as moving those totes around. That's kind of my way of thinking. And then I also upgraded the back, so I put a quick hitch on the tractor. I've been wanting a quick hitch for a while. This quick hitch is by YINTATECH also. It was another cheap option, and it weighs about 50 pounds on its own, so that plus the ballast box should put me in the 850 range. The 3-point will pick up 1,600 pounds back here, so I'm not too worried about that. Even with the tongue weight of the trailer, I think I'll be in good shape. So when I'm moving the trailer or the splitter around, I don't think it'll struggle to pick any of that stuff up, and it'll definitely help me with the grapple and the pallet forks. But either way, as you see, it's red on the inside. That's because it came red and I wanted it black, so I painted it black. I'm gonna have to touch it back up once I get done with the concrete. All right, so I got pretty much everything I need out here, I believe. I've got a hoe to mix concrete, wheelbarrow, got the hose, and now the only thing left to do is to get mixing. So my plan is I'm gonna mix 2 bags, get that in the bottom, and then I'll throw some of these chunks in, mix a couple more bags, put it on top, and just repeat that process. So either way, here we go. I think we'll do 3 bags. Okay, I've identified a problem. As you see, we're on the back side of the box, and the 3-point hitch hookup is on the other side, which is right in line with that pile of firewood. So that's going to be really difficult to do. So I think I'm going to try to turn this around now before I get it too full. But that's the first 3 bags. There is pallet fork spots underneath. Down at the bottom, you can, if I get out of the sun, down there there's cutouts for the pallet forks. So worst case scenario, I guess, is I could just use the pallet forks and move it that way. But hopefully I don't have to. Okay. There we go. Glad I thought of that now, because that would have been a super pain after that was full. So we're good to go now. The 3-point hook's right here, and once we get done, I'll show you. I had to upgrade where the pins go to, but we'll talk about that here in a few seconds. So either way, more concrete. Here we go. Alright, so this is already 5 bags of concrete, and then almost all of those chunks. I'm not sure if I'll use those big ones. Maybe I'll have to break them down. My goal is to not have any extra concrete bags laying around. So I'm going to mix those 2 last bags. Okay, so the concrete is done. Everything is nice and full, as you can see with the shadow. There's the water's coming to the top. I definitely mixed it a little on the wet side, but that's all right. It'll dry eventually. And the big thing is the air keeps bubbling out of it. I just keep kind of kicking it every once in a while, getting the air come up to the top. I wanted it to be level with this top. See the air bubble right there? See, I wanted it to be level with the top, so if it sits out in the rain, it doesn't hold too much rain, but I don't want it to rust. I guess that's really all I'm worried about as far as it holding water. And I did take the opportunity to drill a hole in the bottom of each one of these tool holders when it was upside down when I was painting it, so those won't hold water, so I can not worry about that. You know, that this is one of the features of this, is it's got these tool holders, so you can put like a rake or a shovel or log, the woodchuck thing that I got there, the log roller or whatever, and then you can have that stuff with you when you need it. And it's also got a trap door on the front, which I don't necessarily understand. Right here you could pull that out if you wanted to fill it with sand or gravel or dirt, I guess. But the whole point of the thing is to be heavy, and I don't want to have to keep filling it, so I think concrete's the best way to do it. And it can just sit on a pallet when I'm not using it, or on the ground. But for the most part, I'd imagine this will just be in the back of the tractor. So either way, that's why I chose to fill it with concrete, just because this is kind of a one and done thing for me. I think its main purpose in life is to be heavy, and that's the way I want it to stay. So, but either way, the pins, so the holes on these ears right here, I have some footage. I had to make these holes bigger, so the pins that come with the Ballast box are too small to use with the quick hitch. So the quick hitch, if you don't know, when you buy a quick hitch, it says category 1, category 2. The pins need to be category 2, so you have to buy these bushings to go over your existing pins if you have a category 1 hitch. And the pins that came with it, this little guy right here, are just, there's too much play. They won't work. So I bought these pins off Amazon. They're category 1 pins, and so those fit nicely inside the bushing, nice and tight. And then you see there's a hole. I don't know if I can line that up with one hand, maybe. And then you pin them together once you get everything installed, and then you're good to go. And then these fit, if you're not exactly familiar with what I'm talking about. So that's how the quick hitch works. You lift up on that handle, it draws this bar in, and then this pin is the Category 2. And you see how there's still a little bit of room. So just the Category 1, it would be chucking around in there like that when you picked it up and swinging and swaying, and I don't want that. I think for the longevity of the ballast box and everything involved, having everything nice and tight would be good. So now that I got that tight, take that bushing, slide it over, get it to where the holes line up, and drive these roll pins in. There you go, good to go. There you go. The bushings are bushed. Now it's time to put the top pin in, which is a little more straightforward. I searched on Amazon for a Category 2 pin, but I'm not too sure that I'm going to be able to leave this here. I've seen guys that install these, and once I set this up right now, I'll set it up so the quick hitch is the right height for this, but I'm not sure that that's going to work for all my other implements, so I may have to, guys are welding ears, long piece of flat stock up here, and to raise this hole up so that it's a little more user friendly when you hook to everything out. So, but for the time being, this will work for this. And then if I have to come back and, muddy mess, if I have to come back and adjust that later on, I will, no big deal. But that's it. Ballast box is ready to be hooked to the tractor. So let me fire up the tractor, turn it around, and we'll see what we do here. Houston, we have a problem. So I've got to adjust my top link. If you see the bottom pins, I've got, I don't know, maybe a couple inches, and the top one's already there, so that means I gotta tip the top link in a little bit. That's no big deal. What's the deal there? I don't know what's going on here, folks. Let me move to a drier location. Alright, so unfortunately, the ballast box is not going to be as quick detach as I thought it was going to be, at least for now. So after some further adjustments, this hook is too big to fit between this profile here is too big to fit between the pin and the ballast box itself, so I can't get it out. So I have to take the pin out in order to get the ballast box off. So it's not as quick attached as I was hoping it would be. I think what I'm going to have to do is get some flat stock and weld on a bar on each side, come up, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches maybe, and drill a hole in it, and then I'll be able to use it like it's supposed to be. But for now, the ballast box is on. It's going to serve me well. That is exactly what I was looking for. I don't plan on taking it off anytime soon anyhow, but unfortunately, if I did want to take it off, now it's kind of more of a pain in the, well, I guess it's not any more of a pain in the butt, but it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. But either way, there's a solution, just not today, that's all. But all in all, I'm happy with the ballast box. My paint job's not too hot. As you can see, it's all scuffed off on the back, but we got to touch her up anyhow. But I put the Shin Smasher 1000 on the back here, so now this thing will be sticking off the back and probably ruin my day more than once, but it's going to be awesome for moving the trailers or the trailer and the splitter around. So that was the goal. I should be able to just back up underneath it, because that's not all the way up yet. And then I don't think, no, I'm not quite all the way up, so I should be able to adjust it enough to the point where I can get underneath the trailer or the splitter, lift it, and do my thing, set it back down, and continue on working. Hopefully speed me up that way, I think. At least that's what I think. Who knows anymore? But either way, thanks for coming along. I appreciate you guys hanging out, spending some of your day with me. I don't know, come on back. We've got some more stuff to do. That log load I talked about, it's here. It was more than one. That's 3 truckloads. It was way more than I thought it was going to be. Definitely have my work cut out for me. There's some big stuff in here. It's all maple and ash. There's a couple of little walnuts in here. There's still some poplar down there I got to grab. But there's some huge ones for sure. I mean, there's my hand, and we've got some big firewood here. But I've got the machine to deal with it now, so I'm not too concerned about that. Well, that's going to be a summer project for sure. I still have the pile on the other side of the driveway that I got to take care of. That's all oak. I really want to get that split so that it's seasoning for not this coming winter, but the following winter. I think I'll need it for the woodshed, or at least some of it. So either way, this is where we're going to wrap up the video today, but I appreciate you guys spending some time with me. Thanks for stopping by. I do look forward to seeing you again, and have a good rest of the day. Take care.